After starring in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, Pirates of the Caribbean, and Kingdom of Heaven, Orlando Bloom finally gets to leave swords and costumes behind. In his new comedy, Elizabethtown, Bloom plays a man traveling to his father's memorial in Kentucky. On the way, he meets a quirky flight attendant played by Kirsten Dunst.
Louisville, Kentucky, huh? Home, business, or family?
My dad.
Oh, where does he live in Louisville?
Actually, he's near Louisville.
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 He's in Elizabethtown.
Okay. Hope someone's driving you, because the roads around there are hopelessly and gloriously confusing. Louisville.
I'll keep that in mind.
I'll try a quick map.
Love that. Orlando Bloom, good morning. Good to see you again.
Thank you very much for having me on.
She's amazing in this.
Isn't she fantastic? Yeah, yeah.
Irrepressible kind of... You're overwhelmed by her.
Yeah, absolutely. Cameron has a knack of writing particularly beautiful characters for women. I mean, I'm very happy with my character as well.
This is Cameron Crowe, who has won Academy Awards, and Jerry Maguire, and et cetera, et cetera. And this is kind of a story of his life.
It is, yeah. Yeah, he went home to Kentucky to deal with the loss of his father and the funeral arrangements and so on. And really, I mean, it's a... For Drew, I mean, Drew's a guy who starts off as losing $1 billion for a company like mine.
You've double tragedies. You just come off the worst possible professional failure imaginable. Couldn't
be worse.
Right.
And then he's kind of that guy who's kind of caught up in success, you know, material success. You know, he's the hot shot at work and obsessed with the new car or the new whatever it may be. And what he eventually learns, and he goes on this journey to realize, is kind of like he sort of has this self-realization when he meets this girl, and he goes on a road trip through America, and he ultimately comes to terms with the loss of his father, appreciates his family, and then really falls in love with the girl, and it all takes place with the amazing backdrop of the American landscape. And as a Brit, I got to see parts of America that...
Well, a couple of questions for you, because first things first, you know, I see no swords, I see no...
I know.
There's no swashbuckling attached to the title of this movie. To play someone unadorned in that way, what was that like for you as an acting experience?
I loved it. I have to say I really loved it. Thankfully, I was in great hands with Cameron. It was my first time with an American accent as well, and that was very important as, you know, an important part of the character. It was important for me to get it right. But it was just, I felt a little more vulnerable, you know. It was a lot, you know, when you have a huge set piece in the middle of a movie, whether it's a siege tower coming down or 100 horses charging across a plain, it sort of does a lot of the work for you. But when it's just you holding that thing, it's sort of, it was new, and I feel like I've got a lot to learn, you know.
I was very interested to watch you, though, in this film, and because there's a quietness about you on the screen. I mean, that holds the screen. I mean, you don't have to be...
swinging a sword. Well, thank you very much. I'm glad you're saying I'm managing to hold the screen, because I was like... I mean, there are parts there where I'm sitting there watching it going, just get off the screen, you know what I mean? It's that thing of feeling a bit like that. You do, you can't help but feel a bit
It's pretty naked. It's pretty naked.
It is. It's very raw.
Yeah. What did you think of to go to America? Because you end up in this road trip at the end of the film where you go off to Memphis and all these other places.
Yeah.
What'd you find out there?
I have to say, I was like, you know, it's called the heartland of America, and I was like, all right, let me see this heartland. I mean, I've experienced New York, which has got a great heart, you know, LA, as a Brit, I've experienced the big cities, culturally, you know, exciting and everything else, but this was just family, community, friendship, an amazing, whether it was a beautiful, you know, suspension bridge across a river in Arkansas, or standing outside the Lorraine Motel, or standing in front of the Survivor Tree in Oklahoma City. I was going to these locations in America that are just so powerful, historically, and just as a place to move through. I love the great outdoors and nature and everything, so I'm love to be out there. But it was just, people would bring ice cream to the set, they would bake cakes and cookies, and that's a lot of love, you know what I mean? It's not like something that you can just go down the shop and buy a bag of cookies, you know. That's like, people really kind of, they welcomed us into their community, and film crews can generally kind of be sort of met with a slight apprehension because, you know, it's
It'd be such a pain in the neck.
but we really left with a wink, a smile and a wave. So it was cool. We can be, but it was great. People seem to really enjoy us being around.
You still have your dog?
I do. Yeah.
The dog you picked up in the desert in Morocco.
That's right. Yeah.
I remember this stuff.
He's now been to Kentucky. He's now gone all over the place.
All right. Good to see you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
It was a pleasure.
Thanks so very much.
Thank you so much.